Hey guys, welcome to day 2 of our Yoganuary yoga challenge. So today I want to chat to you about meditation, and your challenge for the day is to do a minimum of 10 minutes meditation. So it's a nice easy amount, well I say easy, we'll see how easy it is, a nice amount of time just to start with to get you into it. And I'm just going to chat you through a little bit of a, I guess, how-to guide to do it at home. So find yourself a quiet room in your house, or you can totally meditate outside. If you have like nice quiet surroundings, by all means, and it's not tipping down with rain, then take your meditation outside. One of the main things in meditation is to get your seating position, so to get yourself into a comfortable seated position to get it right, because what we find is that we'll sit in a certain way for 2 minutes, and that's what we're used to, maybe watching TV or what have you, and then we wriggle around because it feels uncomfortable. But when we're meditating, we want to really focus on our inside, so we close off the eyes and we focus on what's going on in our mind, in our body, so we don't want to be wriggling around. There are numerous different ways you can sit. Obviously, for anyone with certain injuries, you may find sitting on a chair is best. If possible, go for a position that's slightly lower down, so you're lower to the ground. A lot of us will have seen this position, excuse me, so where we have all the legs, oh my gosh, all wrapped up into our lotus position. I can't meditate like this. A few people can meditate like this, but it's not for everyone. I don't like this lotus position. Yes, it is the pose of the yogi, or however you want to call it, but it's not the be-all and end-all of doing yoga. So if you can't get yourself into a lotus, then do not worry, you are still a yogi. So I choose to sit. Normally I have 2 blocks and then a cushion on top. But as I am in Wales filming this, I have not got my blocks with me, so I've just raided the lounge for numerous cushions. So I choose to sit. I have my cushions here, I put my knees either side, and then I sit on my cushions or my blocks, and I just lay one hand in the other and place them down. And here is a position that I can be really comfortable. There's no strain on my ankles, there's no strain on my knees because I'm raised up, so I'm not putting pressure on my knees. My spine is long. You can sit further back or further forwards to tilt the pelvis how you want. I've got a nice resting place for my hands. And here I can close off my eyes and I can feel relaxed. I have the option of placing my hands on my legs. The only thing, interestingly, I find with that is that after 20 to 30 minutes, the heat from my hands and the energy starts to make my legs really warm, and then I get to feel a bit uncomfortable. So I prefer to have them in my lap. So once you've found your comfortable seated position, then you can begin. Other options are still raising yourself up high on cushions or blocks, but crossing the legs in front of you. Obviously you don't necessarily have to be this high, you can be lower. So it's all a bit of a trial. It's just seeing what works for you, and the likelihood is you won't get it right the first time. So I've meditated many times, and I think I'm about right, but there's still some days where I think, oh, I probably could have gone a little bit higher, a little bit lower. So it's a bit of a trial and error, and at some point you get there. Another tip is to wear warm clothes. Obviously you're sitting still today you're going to be doing it for 10 minutes, but hopefully as you go throughout this challenge, you might decide that this works really well for you, and you might decide to meditate for 10 minutes every single day, and then you'll grow it in time. So wear socks because your feet might get a bit cold, maybe a jumper. It depends obviously how warm your room is. At home I have to wear everything. I think I meditate in my slippers because it's so cold. But here it's not too bad. So once I have found my position, I place my hands down, I close off my eyes, and I keep my eyes closed the whole time. I set my timer on my phone, and then it vibrates when the time is up, and that way I know that I don't have to check a watch. I don't have to open my eyes or double check anything. I know my time is set, and then I can totally relax. I'm just going to move these so I can talk to you front on. So this is my seated position. When it comes to mindfulness and meditation, there are so many different techniques. You could always listen to like different apps or recordings of people talking you through breathing techniques. But today we're going to go for the real basics. We are going to close off the eyes, and all we're going to do is try and focus on the inhale and the exhale. And what you'll find is that for a few breaths, you'll be like, okay, I can do this. And then suddenly you'll be like, I was just thinking about my shopping list, or I was just thinking about what I was going to wear tonight, and your mind will have wandered. And that's okay, because that happens to all of us. And it takes a very long time to train the mind into not wandering off. What the imagery that I have for myself, which I love, is that when you meditate, you want to think of your thoughts like clouds. So like they're just passing through. So the thought comes through the mind, kind of stays there just for a split second, and then it goes on. So we don't stop to think and to dwell and to go in depth into each thought. Naturally, like I said, you will probably do that. Actually, you'll definitely do that to begin with. The key is just to always come back to the inhale and the exhale. If it works better for you, you could maybe go for a little mantra. So sometimes in my mind, so not out loud, but I say to myself, I am enough, I am enough, I am enough. And I just say that over and over in my mind, and that for me is a really positive, empowering feeling that I can sit with and be with myself. So they're just a few kind of options that you can go with. Obviously, like I say, to those of you totally new to meditation, just try with the inhale and the exhale, see how you get on. One thing that you will notice when you meditate is, of course, as we do throughout all life, you'll get little itches and little tingles. Try your best to not give in to them. Feelings will arise, and a lot of the time, when these little tingles and itches happen on our surface, it's actually our mind sending signals down to our body, because what's going on in the mind, we don't want to engage with it. It's not necessarily like we're afraid of the silence and of the stillness. So our body kind of says, oh, if you have a little scratch there, that'll take your mind off it. You see what I mean? Obviously, if your hair's tickling your face and stuff, then that's actually a physical thing getting in your way. But just where you can, try to stay still and try to stay silent. I think so often in life we think that we're being really silent and quiet, having time to ourselves, but actually the TV's on, or the radio's on, or we've got music on. Or if those things aren't on, we're running up and down the house doing numerous things. It's not often we really take time to sit and be totally still and in the present moment. And it's hard, and I'm not going to pretend to you that meditation is easy. It's not. It can be a bit frustrating at the beginning. There can be times where you think, oh God, this is just a waste of time just sitting, but I assure you it's not. We want to work throughout this month on nourishing our mind as well as our body, which is why I wanted day 2 to be all about meditation, like so early on in our challenge, because I'd love for you to not only do this today, but to continue it throughout. So that is your home guide to meditation. I really hope that has been interesting for you. I did actually write a blog post about this a while ago, so I'm going to link to it below so that you can just go and read everything I've said. But yeah, if you want to share your pictures of you meditating, then please do. I would love to see them, and I cannot wait to see you tomorrow for our next Yoganuary challenge. So enjoy your moments of stillness and silence, and until tomorrow, goodbye.